We'd like to call the Carroll County Board of Commissioners meeting for December 5th, 2017 at 6 o'clock to order. At this time, it is my honor and privilege in recognition of District 1 Commissioner Trent North with 25 years of service and serving as Vice Chair. We're going to ask him as a board to chair tonight's last official meeting. Commissioner North, of those 25 years, Trent has been elected Vice Chairman 13 times. Trent's first meeting on January 12th, 1993 took place in this very same room. And I think it's very fitting that his last one will be here too. So Trent, if you'll do us the honor, I'll remove the position and you'll take over as Vice Chair.
With the Christmas season approaching, I need extra money to purchase things for my kids, and so I'm assuming that serving as chair for the meeting increases my last compensation. No, thank you. No, thank you, Marty. I am excited to chair this last meeting, and with that, I'm going to roll call Ms. Susan.
Chairman Marty Smith.
Here.
Vice Chairman Trent North.
Here.
Commissioner Vicki Anderson.
Here.
Commissioner Tommy Lee.
Here.
Commissioner Michelle Morgan.
Here.
Commissioner Lee Powers.
Here.
Commissioner George Chambers. Thank you.
It is time for our invocation. I am so excited to bring up Dr. Steve Davis. Steve is the senior pastor of First Baptist Church. I consider him to be a personal friend. I consider him to be a spiritual shepherd for me. There is no greater joy for me than to have him do the invocation tonight. So thank you. I bring up Steve Davis, Dr. Davis.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we know that there's no greater calling than to be a servant of others. That has been modeled for us by so many people in our lives. I want to pause to thank you for Trent North and his ability to model servanthood, his friendship to so many in this community. Thank you that he's been a mentor and a role model for so many, for countless people over these years. And for his willingness to be a public servant, we give you thanks. We ask you to bless him in this new journey in his life. May you guide his every step and continue to inspire his life. Thank you for all who serve, those who've gathered here as our leaders, those who come out of interest in what's going on in this county. We pray for each one that you might guide them and give them wisdom as they make important decisions that affect all of us. Thank you for your presence here tonight. We celebrate Trent's life and his service to our community. And we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Tonight is his daughter. She is with him today. Can you stand up for me, please? What's her name, Marty? What's Steve's daughter's name?
Natalie.
Today is Natalie's birthday.
Big 15.
Natalie, thank you for sharing him with us tonight. So thank you. And now we will have the Pledge of Allegiance by our Boy Scouts. We're going to call on Miss Michelle Morgan.
Yes, we have Troop 2819. They'll please come forward.
Everybody, please rise. If in uniform, salute. If not, hand over heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two.
We need a picture. They're going to do a picture, so we need to make sure we're smiling. The Boy Scouts are here earning part of their badges in government tonight.
I think all y'all are there. Y'all want to look up. We'll have everybody in there.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Next, we will have approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
And then questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next, approval of minutes. We can do them together. It's okay with the board. 6-1, 6-2. What do I hear from the board?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Next, we have public comments.
No one signed up.
This is a good night. Financial session, financial recap, October. Mr. Stevens.
All right, thank you. Our October 2017 year-to-date revenues are $11,483,000. This is 23.3% of the budgeted revenues for the year. You compare that to October of 2016, the revenues were $9,699,000. So from October 16 to October 2017, we have a 1.7 million increase in revenue. And again, some of that's related to the timing of tax collections. In 16, the tax digest was later than in 17. On the expenditure side of the general fund, our October year-to-date is $14,707,000, which is 29.84% of budgeted expenditures. This compares to the prior year of $14,643,000, so our increase is $64,082. The fund balance, the general fund balance on October 31st, 2017 is $6,847,000. In October of 16, the fund balance was $4,052,000, so we have an increase in the general fund balance of $2.7 million. The general fund cash on October 31st, 2017 was $7,887,000. In October of 16, $5,399,000, so that's an increase of $2.4 million, and that's approximately 58 days of operating cash.
Thank you. 8-2, budget amendment, please.
Yes, during the audit, the auditors had two special revenue funds where a budget amendment needed to be prepared. So tonight I'm asking the board to approve an amendment to the Correctional Institute Inmate Education Fund, which will increase intergovernmental revenue $8,000 and increase appropriations for public safety $8,000. And the amendment to the ADR fund budget will increase fines and fees revenue $21,200 and increase appropriations $21,200.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? 8-3, House Bill 146, firefighter council insurance. Chief Blue and Human HR and Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Commissioners. We're presenting to you a quote for insurance for House Bill 146. That's the firefighter cancer bill. For those that aren't familiar, the legislation passed this last year. We're required to have this by January 1st. There are two components to this bill or requirements. One is for a payout in the event of determination of cancer for a firefighter, and the other is a long-term disability. We're proposing to go with ACCG for the payout. They've been following this bill since its inception several years back. This is going through, they're familiar with the process. And the county already has long-term disability with Cigna. We were able to work out with them to include that there. It actually is a better benefit for our employees than what the bill required.
Any questions for us as far as the numbers that we presented to you last Thursday?
The net that we will owe in January per per increase per month that we'll have to pay? What's that gonna be?
I calculated, it's going to be approximately 11,000 that we're gonna owe from January through June. We budgeted 20,000, so we are under what we actually budgeted, but of course, we'll have to look at a full year starting in July.
Okay. So, and then that'll be $20,000 annually?
Well, it can change. They
Okay.
will audit every quarter, and based on our numbers, it can go up or it can go down.
Great. Thank you very much.
What do I hear from the board?
Oh, I make a motion to accept the contract from ACCG.
Second.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. West Georgia Ambulance Contract, Chairman EMS Committee, Tim Paget.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Vice Chairman, and Board of Commissioners. As we approached y'all at the word session and presented the stuff, we'd like to request that you amend the contract for consideration of the Carroll County EMS Committee recommendations to commit additional funding in the FY 2019 budget to amend the current Emergency Medical Services Agreement between Carroll County and West Georgia Ambulance Incorporated to provide a minimum of 6 24-hour, 7-day per week ALS units. And I have with me Steve Adams, who's the owner of West Georgia.
I would like to, first of all, I want to commend West Georgia Ambulance for their investment in Carroll County. You are in the process of building a new station in the Villa Rica area, and with this, you're going to build an additional fire station as well. And so we thank you for your partnership and your commitment to invest in Carroll County. And we know that you need our partnership in order to move forward with your investment. Having said that, I make a motion that we renew the 5-year contract going from 1 year to the next with an increase of the $300,000.
I'll second that.
And Vice Chair, with the advice of our county attorney, I'm gonna have to recuse myself from voting on this due to my daughter works for Steve in the ambulance service.
Gotcha. That's fair.
And can we discuss something just a moment?
Yes,
too?
we have a motion and a second. Questions?
Yeah, I would just like to ask Lehman where this money's gonna come from every year. I know the budget now, we've got 2 fire stations we can't man.
Well, of course, this is something that would be required to be paid out of the general fund. So it would be a matter of looking at the revenue and the expenses. Right now, we're operating with a balanced budget, so we would have to hope, you know, for an increase in the digest or millage rate to probably fund it or reduce some other expense.
Or a millage rate increase.
Well, again, you know, hopefully there'll be some growth, but again, the digest is based on the value and the millage rate, so
Right.
one or the other will need to go up.
I think what's important is if we want to do it, because you just read your numbers, and in your numbers, you said in October of last year, at this point, we were sitting at around 5.2 million, and you just stated that we're up 2.1 million. If we continue the direction we're going, these are the infrastructure things that we've got to do, because when someone calls 911 out in the Clem Lowell community, or someone calls 911 in unincorporated parts of Carroll County, they deserve the same service as everyone else. And so what we're hoping is that the growth that you just announced, that they continue to move so that we can ensure the citizens of Carroll County the service that they deserve.
Is the increase you spoke about, is that going to allow us to man the fire stations? Will it be enough increase that maybe we can man these fire stations that's empty?
Again, Commissioner, that's just something that will take a lot to detail the hours and the rate. But again, we did finish FY, I've got the preliminary audit numbers, and the general fund did increase $1.1 million for FY 17.
If I remember correctly, and better memories, but I think our main goal here as commissioners is to be the benefit of public safety. Lots of times that's not a fun expense compared to the parks and recreation and other things we like to enjoy, but as commissioners, I believe our number one charge is the citizens and the public safety of them.
And I believe the fire stations fall under
All under
that.
that too, yes.
I would support that.
But I agree, we need the ambulances and everything.
Yes.
I just wanted to know how much money, do you need anything before the July 1st budget?
No, I've said we will go ahead and start cover that expense.
Okay,
I'll cover that expense to that date.
great.
I just need to know if I go down that road that I'm gonna have support.
Yes, sir. We
And that new
appreciate
fire
you.
station will be on the north end of the county, I mean, on the south end of the county, right?
That's right, sir. That's right.
And it's not called a fire
It's
station.
going, it's not the
the
ambulance station, it's gonna be out
ambulance
27 south.
Please correct that, yes.
Yeah, it'll be out 27 south.
An ambulance station.
Right.
Thank you, Steve, for what you do.
Thank you.
And I know it's needed. I really know that it's needed.
Any other questions? All those in favor? All those opposed?
Thank you, Commissioner. I've been with you guys for 45 years.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Steve, we appreciate what you do. Thank
We do
you.
appreciate what
Thank
you do.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
8.5, Carroll County Development Authority, Tim Warren, Chair of the Development Authority of Carroll County.
Good evening, Commissioners, and Mr. Norris, thank you for your 25 years. I believe that you were one of the ones that first appointed me as chairman many, many years ago, and I appreciate your support for the Development Authority and economic development, particularly in those 25 years. Thank you very much
You're welcome. Thank you.
for that. I thought about tonight, how do you come and ask for $1 million? I'm usually on the other side of the desk when somebody asks for $1 million. And some of the reaction is, what? You know, $1 million. But this is really a continuance of how we have done business with the commissioners and how the Development Authority has operated. I remember, Trent, maybe 20 years ago, it was when you guys broke ground and gave the Development Authority that first money to where we could develop Walmart.com, the Temple Industrial Park. We invested in Villa Rica with that money. And that money was earmarked for land purchases specifically when we done that. You know, it's amazing that over that period of time, probably 4,000 to 5,000 jobs were created, you know, with that money. And that's really our sole purpose as a development authority, is the creation of jobs. We're not in the real estate business. You're not in the real estate business. We're in the business of economic development to create jobs. So what we're asking for tonight is that you would fund the Development Authority $1 million for future purchases of real estate, with the sole purpose that the purchase of that real estate would result in the creation of jobs that we have. And again, it is a continuation of how we've done business for the 22 years or 25 years that I've chaired the authority.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
So we can have some discussion.
Now discussion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Would you consider taking a little less?
I considered asking for $2 million, you know, when I can now wish I had, you know, when we did that.
Tim, not to interfere, because I know you're going this somewhere, but as point of clarification, update us as far as the inventory, where we stand on inventory of what we have to offer now.
Right, right. Where we are on inventory is we have a desperate need for industrial space or parks or however you want to do that. Right now, we only have where we control, and what the state developers want to know when they call us and they say, what do you control? What can you sell in 10 days or 30 days that you control? Right now, we have really 2 parcels in Temple, in the Temple Industrial Park. Right now, of course, we have the Tech Park that's being marketed, and tires are being kicked on that pretty regularly lately, especially. But we've got Phase 2 and Phase 3 in Temple. I met with you at the work session maybe February or March of this year, and you asked me when we bought Phase 3 to spend our money down and that you would reimburse us at that point. So to answer your question specifically, we're down to 2.
Last Friday, I was in a meeting in Atlanta, and I had to leave the meeting in Atlanta because we had a Swiss company coming to Douglas County and looking at building a company building a infrastructure here in Douglas County. We made the short list. There was 4 on the short list, and we were the only ones in the state of Georgia to make that list because of our proximity. But one of the things that was important, one of the things that was important was we had land that was ready. And so I support it because I know how important it is when you're competing with other communities and when you're competing with other states. You've got to have land ready when they're ready. So I support it for that reason.
Mr. Warren, what I would like to do is, your request is for $1 million. I was trying to find out from Mr. Stevens exactly what we have identified for economic development. Right now, there's not a clear, there needs to be some clarity of what we have available currently to move, and we need to see the categories. What I would like to do is amend my motion that we give the Development Authority $500,000 now out of SPLOST, so that you will maintain the reputation of the Development Authority and have that ready to go, and that we can come back as a commission and give you some additional as we identify what we have. And like today, I don't know where that $1 million is in that category. So that's what I would like to do, is amend my motion to do $500,000 to the Development Authority now, and then we look at it again soon.
I second that amendment. Because I think the intent from the board is, whether it's $1 million or $500,000, whatever you need, you're doing our jobs for us at no cost. And so normally when we have a retreat, we begin to prioritize and add numbers to it, give the $500,000 now. The board's commitment to, once all the numbers are settled, to getting it to $1 million. So I can support that.
And the commitment's there.
Yes.
We just need to figure out, when I make a commitment, I need to know where the dollars are, and I don't know right now.
Sure.
If that would be, if you'll take a $500,000 instead of $1 million.
Happily.
Any other questions? Okay, I think we have to vote on the amendment first. Order here for the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, raise your hand. I think that's it. You want to complicate my first time speaking. All right, that's it, correct. But we got to vote the other one down then, because the first amendment was for the $1 million.
The amended motion.
Yes.
So the original motion that was, I asked.
Can't you just rescind it?
You just vote on the amended motion.
Just the amended motion.
Yeah, just to vote on the
That's what
amended motion.
we just voted on the amended motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
what-
the amended motion is
Passed.
for $500,000 now to the Development
Development
Authority out of SPLOST.
Yeah, I guess what I was saying, when we voted on the amendment, since it
Okay.
passed, there was no need to vote on the original motion.
It's, your original motion was already amended, so
We're good.
you just need to vote on this.
Okay.
I think you all voted to amend the motion. Now it's to vote on that motion
That's
on the
exactly
table.
what she said.
Did y'all all catch that out there?
So all those in favor, is that it?
Yes, we're good. Yes.
Do we need to vote? Do we
We-
need to vote?
Yes,
Yeah,
just
let's
take a
just
vote
vote.
for clarification on the amended.
I'm over for clarification on the amended motion.
For $500,000.
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Vicki.
you.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you, Tim.
8, Board Assessors, Commercial Property Appraisal, Ms. Renee Palmer.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
As we discussed in the work session, we are here to ask you to consider the contract with GMAS to provide a commercial/industrial appraiser for the tax assessor's office.
Any questions from the board?
I just want to confirm, we're the $55,000 is paid paid between January and July of this, and June 30th of this year, correct? It's the full 55,000, there's not a, just wanna make sure we have our numbers.
It's begins in 2018 is when they wanted to start in January 2018, so theirs run from,
They're gonna run a calendar year?
yes, that,
Okay,
yes.
so approximately 27,000 then will come out of this current budget, and then next year we'll budget for 27,000 plus another 55,000. Okay, just wanna make sure.
Now, this is not for a position, is that correct? At this time, this is only GMAS.
Yes.
Right, you're exactly right.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear on that.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll make a
Hold up.
motion to approve.
Have a motion?
I'll second.
Yes, sir.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We
Yeah.
can't hear you.
It will be 55,000 by June 30th, 2018. That,
Covers all the appeals process, so we don't have the money for the appeals. So the last 6 months.
Would you come up here, please?
It will cover the appeals process that they haven't been billing for with the assumption they were gonna get this.
got you.
So it will be for this fiscal year.
Okay, so it's 55,000 from January 1st to June 30th. Then next July 1st to June 30th, 55,000, and then the last amount of money. I'm gonna make sure so we know how much we have left, right, Lehman?
yes.
We can't, Lehman and I are adding it up.
I know you told us you had 20,000 or whatever, but that doesn't count toward this, does it?
I did go back and look at the salary budget, and I think there was maybe 12,000 available in this current year.
Okay, so if we make a commitment to them for 55 that has to be paid now, do we
That can
have?
be applied to that.
55 was the total, and
Right.
anything they've got extra will be applied to it. But James,
That's correct. Basically, I want Lehman and Renee to work out if we're under budget in the Board of Assessors office, giving them the flexibility to work that out and reallocate those funds.
Right.
And what makes it easier is because it's contractual. If it was salary, they couldn't work it out. Because it is contractual, they have the flexibility to make it work.
Thank you.
What do I hear from the board?
We're ready for a vote.
All those in favor?
thank you.
Appointments, elections, and registration board. Currently, Monica Williams serves on the board. I appointed her. The board is recommending that she is reappointed. And so at this time, I make a motion that we reappoint Monica Williams Smith.
I'll second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor? Appointment to the Tax Assessors Board.
I make a recommendation that we appoint Chris Porterfield.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions? All
And,
it-
no, I was just wondering, so this, that'll be fine.
It's going to be in the place of Don Holman.
Okay.
Are there any questions? All in favor? All opposed? Appointment to Employee Sick Leave Council. We got a vacant position.
I make a motion to approve Ms. Cheryl Jones, appoint to the council.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Appointment to the Water Authority.
Let's see.
It's District 2, District 3, and District 4. The current members of District 2 is Trey. District 3 is Bobby Holcomb. District 4 is Amanda Greenwood Smith.
Mr. Vice Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
you skipped something,
That would be,
and I'm out of order, you're out of my order, and I'm confused there.
I got checks by my paper.
She done had a new one then.
Oh, so the planning and zoning was, oh, that one was.
Was that one, that was Commissioner Chambers, and he asked to hold it for 30 days
Oh,
until he
okay.
was at the next meeting.
Sorry.
He's out of town.
So
Okay.
Michelle said, did I or did I not skip something? I didn't say
No,
that. Michelle.
you're right on track.
You're good. I keep morning, I'm keeping you in charge.
I'm agitated, Mr. Vicky.
Okay, for District Two, I would like to re-nominate Trey Wiley, who has done a great job and is currently the chairman.
I second the motion. Any questions? All in favor? District 3,
District 3 would like to re-nominate Mr. Bobby Holcomb to the Water Board.
I'll second.
I have a second. Any questions? All in favor? District 4,
Would like to re-nominate Amanda Greenwood Smith, the first woman ever to serve on the Carroll County Water Authority.
I'll second that.
isn't she a graduating class of 1986?
Probably.
Just, any questions? All in favor? Appointment of the Joint Development Authority.
Make a motion to appoint Lucy Beck.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Appointment to Three River Regional Commission.
Make a nomination to reestablish Donna Lackey in that position to represent us for Three Rivers.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? The Transit Authority Advisory Committee.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to add Hannah Langley Gates and Brandolyn Marenko to the committee.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? And that completes my list. Before we adjourn, I would just like to recognize a group that is here today with us. We have two teachers from the Carrollton Middle School. We have Ms. Marva Bell, and I'm thinking Social Studies, Ms. Tanya McCall. They have their classes here with them. All awesome middle school students. So if you are a staff at the Carrollton Middle School, or if you're students, if you would please stand at this time. Did you all want to make a picture or make any comments? Y'all want to get a picture? Okay. If y'all want, if we could all come up front at this time. And we do have two administrators with them, Stephanie and Eric. If y'all could come on up.
We could do a
Yeah,
row
some of 'em-
behind us and then a row
We can
in
stand
front.
up, they can come right through here and down in front if you want.
Yeah. Do you want
Some
to
of those young
send
men can jump up right here.
send a row back this way?
Some of them want to come back here and stand. We'll move chairs, come on. Absolutely, come right on. Don't fall. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all get right up next to these chairs.
I think the problem is they're too short back here. I think we don't need this level.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Y'all come get on this corner right here.
We don't wish any money on what goes on. Just slide that chair out of the way.
Some of y'all got to really stand on your toe. Some of y'all come right up here.
Yeah, y'all slide
Y'all
in.
get right next to the table.
I don't think some of these are gonna
Miss
be though.
Marva, Ms. McCall,
Table.
Mr. Simmons. I see y'all.
How about this row?
Hey,
Y'all mind needling?
how are you doing?
Okay, so that help this row back here. Okay, so who we still miss? You can't see Miss Foster? Okay, so if we need to double anybody else in, you want to come around the?
Oh, no, Lee's getting behind. Oh, my goodness.
We gotta bring this one in.
Oh, showing his file.
Now, we quickly,
Oh, wait. We're forgetting, we do have one additional awesome employee. And I know y'all can count this. Class of 1986, one of the best dressed teachers at Carrollton Middle School just happens to be over our media center. And if she doesn't come up and get in the picture, I'm going to catch it for the rest of my life. She's very shy. So Marty, Pam Smith, that meeting was for you.
This one? Y'all look at the cameras, all of them. Yep, everybody look to the middle. Y'all look at the cameras. Just in the middle.
It's all right, here. They're taking, here, turn around, look.
Do one more. Wait a minute. Wait. Gerald, we're missing one. Okay. Is it Douglas County or Carrollton City? So nice, Stacy, to send y'all on my last night.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all for putting up with Mr. North for all those years.
We're not done yet. I got to read something before we join.
Okay.
We've still got 2 more presentations, please.
Guys, we're still in session. I've always wanted to say that. I first want to thank the citizens of Carroll County for the opportunity to serve for 20+ years as a district commissioner. I know that there was supposed to be a celebration tonight, and I want to thank the staff for being supportive of me and allowing me to postpone. I have tried since I took my new position to try to get here on time, and when you work out of town and you're making new commitments, they're laughing like I'm always late when I was here. That's not true. And I didn't want to stand the people up who wanted to come and say thank you. Miss Powell's is here, Lee's wife, and I want to thank her. I know she's shy. She's a Georgia fan, so I can say thank you for coming out and supporting in others. I want to read just a brief letter before I make a couple of comments. And this letter goes to our fine governor, who I think is doing a very good job, Governor Deal. It is with great humility and difficulty that I must notify you of my intent to resign the office of Carroll County Commissioner for District 1 to be effective at midnight, December 31st, 2017. I deeply appreciate the confidence of the citizens of Carroll County have shown me by allowing me to serve as District 1 Commissioner for the past 25 years. I was recently appointed as Superintendent of the Douglas County School System, and vast demands and responsibilities of my new position are taking substantial time away from my service as Commissioner. I simply cannot devote the time necessary to do the job in a manner that the people of Carroll County deserve. My priorities must now be my faith, my family, and my full-time employment in that order. It has been an honor to serve for so many years. Public service remains in my blood, and while I must step out of my role as Commissioner this time, I sincerely hope that another opportunity to serve this public will present itself in the future. Regardless, I hope to remain an active member of my community and continue to work to make it better, to make it a better place to live. Thank you, sir, for your attention to this letter. May God bless Carroll County and the state of Georgia. When I ran for office in 1993, I ran because of the young people that are in the room now. I didn't like what I was hearing. People always talk about leaving a better country or leaving a better community for our students. And because I wasn't convinced that the policies were going in that direction, I decided to seek office. And I feel like, and it is my hope and prayer, that over the 25 years, I've done a couple of things. The first, it is my hope and prayer that I have represented God. In everything I do and everything I believe, I try to live a godly life. I am not perfect, don't profess to be perfect, and I have made mistakes. And as long as I live, I will continue to make mistakes. But it is my hope that the work I've done up here was a reflection of His Word and His Testament. It is my hope and prayer that my work was a reflection of my family. My family is very important to me, and I always want to make them proud. And so I've lost sleep at night because of the decisions I've had to make, because I knew that whatever decision I made, it wasn't only going to have an impact on me, that it was going to have an impact on my family. And so it is my prayer that my 25 years was a blessing to them as well. And lastly, this community allowed me to serve for 25 years. I only had opposition one time. And it is my hope and prayer that the 25 years that I served, that they weren't for me, that they were for the community. It is my hope and prayer that the decisions that I made, the action that I've taken, helped make Carroll County a better county than when I became a commissioner. We have an awesome board. I consider you all personal friends and family. We have awesome employees in Carroll County. I have enjoyed my 25 years. So my tears, they are not of frustration. They are tears of joy, and they are tears of happiness. We have an awesome county, and we have great leadership. And so I thank you all for allowing me to serve with you all and to the awesome staff. I know I am high maintenance. But you never called me on it. Whatever my demands were, whether it was French fries instead of baked potatoes, you didn't complain. You took care of me. I couldn't have done my full-time job without you putting up with me. So thank you for allowing me to be spoiled. Thank you for spoiling me. Thank you for allowing me to be high maintenance. People always ask me, how can you do all the things you do? And I couldn't do it without the awesome employees in Carroll County. So I strongly encourage all the department heads that are here, please convey to your employees that the greatest aspect of being a commissioner was advocating for you, for your salaries, for your benefits, for the materials and resources that you have and that you've had. And all the time, you made me proud as a county commissioner. So thank you all as well.
Thank you.
And now I turn the meeting back over to the chairman, Marty Smith.
Vice Chairman North, you did a tremendous job. My sentiments are with you. Those are the words of wisdom that we're going to miss. I feel very humbled. But by default of this position, I get to do this. Trent started serving Carroll County January 1st, 1993. At the age of 24, he was and has been the youngest commissioner ever to be on this board. Trent is the longest running commissioner with 25 years of service. Of those 25 years, Trent has been elected vice chairman 13 times. And as he made a commitment to employees, Commissioner North was the first in his first year that requested to give employees a 2.5% raise when they didn't have the money. He also had MLK Day added to the calendar as a holiday for employees during his tenure. Trent has been a mentor to many new commissioners and all chairmen, and I hope he doesn't leave. Trent's first meeting on January 12, 1993 took place in this room, as I said earlier, and his final endings tonight. For the last 25 years, Trent has been a large part of making Carroll County what it is. Some of his accomplishments: new courthouse, expansion and improvements to the recreation complex for all the children, addition and improvements to parks, Tanner, Little Tallapoosa, Moore's Bridge, the new 911 emergency center, expansion and renovations to the health department, new fire stations, new animal shelter, new public works and vehicle maintenance, new jail, dumpster sites that were converted into convenience centers, the new Georgia State Patrol, you almost missed that one, juvenile court full-time because you believe in our youth, solicitor full-time, approval of court-wide rural transit system, you almost missed that one too, Trent, updated technology and trying to keep us up to pace, and the list goes on, not to mention all the strong support for improved employee benefits and just the votes that he committed to tonight. Trent, with that being said, words alone could not fully convey what you've done for this county. The man that he represents is best summarized by the characteristics for which he will always be remembered: integrity, dedication, and dependability, and late every once in a while. I had to throw it in there, Trent. We've got something for you this time. The board and I, as a whole, would like to welcome you and say thank you for your 25 years of service with this clock that has been engraved on the back. This clock represents the time that you have spent serving Carroll County, time is such a valuable asset, and we appreciate what you've given to District 1 and Carroll County as a whole. We thank you, Trent, and we wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. Time is represented here, Trent. In grateful appreciation to Trent T. North for 25 years of dedicated and loyal service to the citizens of Carroll County through distinctive and outstanding leadership as a member of the Carroll County Board of Commissioners, District 1, 1993 to 2017. And I'll open it up to the board if they have any comments.
Not that can be spoken. I don't know who's going in this seat over here, but I tell you, it'll be very hard to fill, and I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too, Commissioner North. You was inspiration.
Trent, I want to thank you for welcoming me on the board. I know that we've had a lot of fun in this one short year we've had, but I've called you a lot, and you gave me a lot of great advice, and you mentored me a lot this past year, and I really, really do appreciate it. I really do, and I'm gonna miss you.
Well, you tried from the day one to sit next to me. We've tried to rearrange the numbers, Marty, but anyway, so your last meeting, you do get to sit next to me. So anyway, but Trent promises me he will continue to answer my phone calls, so it's not a goodbye from me.
Any final comments, Trent?
No,
Or Commissioner North?
We have a great community. Up here, we try to do our part.
Smash his button.
The bottom one.
It's normally on when I get. I do not. Just thank you for this. I have a trophy room at home. This will go into my trophy room, sitting on top of my black baby grand that I can't play. But no, thank you. Guys, y'all are an awesome board. Continue to support one another, be there for one another, and I just say thank you. And Stacy, to your staff, y'all are awesome, so thank y'all as well.
Well, as the final comment from the office today, Trent, 25 years ago, you came in as high maintenance. You leave 25 years as high maintenance. We love you. We appreciate you. I will call for an adjournment motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. We stand adjourned.